like a person that is having thyrotoxicosis, for example, we have hypertension and some other conditions. But most of the time, they will tell us in the hospital, if it is having hypertension, they will say they don't know. If you ask the doctor that is attending to what is even the cause of this hypertension, like they will tell you they don't know the cause. But oftentimes it has been discovered that the kind of fat we consume, the kind of, what they call it lipids, there are so many types of fats in the market. There are some that are good and some are not good. When they do your lipid profile, they will tell you if the fat in your body is too much. If the fat in a person's body is too much, and where do we get this fat? We get them from the oil. We consume plenty of oil. Our Yoruba, afiepo, topo sebe. Some people will say, don't eat egg, don't use milk because it contains cholesterol. But when they want to cook egusi, they will put half bottle of oil inside the egusi that is laden with fat itself. And they will go to the market and buy ẹran to white, the chop, the ige ẹran to ní white, to ní ọ̀rá. Some people will tell you the white part of the meat. There was a day I wanted to buy meat. I told the man, I said, don't cut this one for me. He said, it's not fat. People buy it. They prefer this side. It's okay. But then, if they check our lipid profile, they will be able to educate us in the hospital. By the time your result comes out, and the value is high, the LDL is high, they will tell you, you have to step down on your fat intake. You cannot eat more than 3 eggs in a day. You cannot take full cream milk too much, more than half a tin in a day. They will recommend to us the kind of food we can eat. Because if the lipid profile of a person keeps hiking, going up and up, the person can develop a condition. There can be plaque build up in a person's system that they call arteriosclerosis. When a person is having arteriosclerosis, in all the vessels of the body, the fat can travel to all the organs and begin to deposit. It will now reduce the volume of blood and the quantity of nutrients that gets to the essential organs, like the heart, the liver. They can say the person is having fatty liver. The person may be having, the fat can deposit in the muscles of a person's, the blood vessel that carry to the person's side. They say it's having, the person can develop myocardial infarctions. And to other organs, even to the brain, the vessels of the brain can have fat deposits, and with time the person can have stroke. So it is very, very, to check our lipid is very important, isn't it? So we must find out, we may not be able to do all these tests, but some of them are very so important, like this lipid profile and the kidney function test. We must endeavor to do all these tests. And if you are an adult and you are on antihypertensive, please, once in a year, do your lipid profile. Tell them to do your kidney function test for you. Because this condition can easily damage your kidney, can damage your any other organs in your body if you are having hyperlipidemia. I pray the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. They can also ask us to do blood glucose test. It can even be just simple fasting blood sugar. They can even ask us to go and buy glucometer. We know glucometer. The glucometer, small machine that you can easily buy, although it may not really show into detail, you may not get exactly everything from it, but it will give you an indication that something is going wrong, and you will go to the hospital, they will do further tests for you. So when you go, they can ask you to do fasting blood sugar. They can ask you to do HB, hemoglobin A1C, by which you will know the average volume of glucose level in your body over a period of time. And when your A1C is high, is above 6.1%, 6.5% as an adult, you know you are, they will diagnose that person as having diabetes. And if it is still at the border of getting very high, then they will educate you on the kind of food. Maybe you need to do lifestyle modification. There are some kind of food you need to reduce. There are some kind of food you need to take. There are some exercise you need to do. They will educate you on things like that. And by so doing, you will be able to live longer and enjoy a good life. And live very long. Because it is the will of God that we live good life and that we enjoy the fruit of our labor. I pray we will not labor in vain in Jesus' name. You see, it's when a person retires and you sit back that you really enjoy. You enjoy so many things. It is then when you don't wake up, like, I pity our young ladies in this age and time now. It's so difficult. Maintaining the home, feeding children, paying school fees, and everything seems to be complicated at this age and time. But with God on our side, we shall overcome in Jesus' name. Then they can ask us to do thyroid function test. The thyroid function hormone, if there are imbalances in the thyroid function, in the thyroid glands, they can cause serious imbalance. At times when some people are sick, that's why one need depression. He doesn't talk. She's slow. She just sleeps. And there are some people you will suddenly notice that there is swelling on their neck, maybe because they don't take enough iodine. If someone goes to the hospital, they can do the thyroid function test for the person. And there are so many other conditions, so many other checks we can do. Some are very easy, basic, like our blood pressure check. Everybody should be checking his or her blood pressure. Thank God many of our churches, especially the Archdeaconry headquarters, they have clinic. And I want to encourage our daddies, the archdeacons, that they should please make it a point of duty to set up a clinic in our Archdeaconry headquarters. When we are having our Archdeaconry programs, we can call our people to come and check their blood pressure. It is very, very easy to do. And we can even buy BP machine by ourselves and keep it in the house and be using all these digital machines. They will give us results. And if we consistently have high readings over a period of time, we know it is time to go to the hospital and seek further help. I pray the Lord will continue to help us in Jesus' name. Every 3 months, please check your blood pressure. The stress people are going through in this time is so much. So much. I pity people, parents that are paying school fees now. In those days when your child attend federal universities, you will hardly pay up to 50,000. Abi? 50,000. It's even when they are in final year, you pay 50,000. But in Ife now, I did not pay more up to 150. In Adeyemi, when I had a girl there some years back, what I was paying was no more up to 20,000 as school fees. But their school fees has gone up now. And people must pay, our children must be educated. So people are going through a lot. So we have to check our blood pressure and not, so that we will not be overwhelmed and we will not develop complications before we get to know. Because they said hypertension is a silent killer. And all over the world, there was a statistics. They said 17.9 million people die of cardiovascular diseases every year. Times 4. People die of cardiovascular related diseases times 4. The number of people that die of cardiovascular diseases over every other disease. Like hypertension, heart attack, coronary heart disease, kill people more than any other disease in the world. And it is because of the change, the thing that people consume, the stress that people go through, and because people don't check frequently before they develop complication. Hypertension doesn't kill in a day. Heart attack doesn't just come up in one day and kill a person. There might have been some symptoms, signs that the person is noticing. Some people will say, you always have headache. Headache, you okay, law? They use paracetamol, it doesn't go. They will go and look for better and bigger analgesic. They will use tranquilizers and begin to buy one drug after the other. All those ones will just suppress the symptoms. If you think you have malaria, you use anti-malaria. You keep on having that headache. Please don't go any further to use any other. Go to the hospital. Tell them to check your blood pressure. You may not know. It might have been normal before. You may not know when it started building up. And as you do so, you will still be able to take antihypertensive and live your normal life. Then it's good to check our body mass index. And, because obesity have a lot of health implications too, so that we don't suddenly become very big and the fat in our body will be affecting the organs and their functions. Then for women, we can do mammogram. And there was a time all the women were the clergy wives were told to go and do mammogram when the diagnostic center was still functioning. The diagnostic center, the Ganifa Diagnostic Center used to be a place of excellence at the time. Mcasson took it over. Mcasson in Lagos is still functioning well, but something happened, those states got shut down. The woman can even be asked, for women, it is good to do our pap smear. Women should do their pap smear. Any woman of reproductive age should do pap smear. It is easy to do. When we go to the hospital, they will just collect the sample. They will tell the woman to know if she's having cancer already. Before cancer of the cervix in particular begin to manifest symptoms, the person must have been having signs. The growth will have been there for about 5 years before you will get to know that the person will now be having symptoms. Maybe he has having postcoital bleeding, is having pain, is having irregular menses, or you notice anything when you feel the part. So it's good to do pap smear. And for men, it's good to do PSA. Even if it is not every year, you can be doing it biannually, so that when anything is coming up, we can quickly go for treatment. We can go for, somebody can do colonoscopy, and you can do breast examination. You can do breast examination by yourself. They can teach you how to do it in the hospital. And any trained midwife or health practitioner can help you to do your breast examination to know if your breast is having lump. And you can also have a cervical cancer screening for women. That one is very cheap. We can even organize, during women organization program, we can call some midwives. They will bring the kits and they will set up a room and do cervical cancer screening for our women. It's very cheap and easy to do. We can do skin check, and I also want to use this medium to discourage us from using any toning cream. The best covering God has given unto us is our skin. When your skin is off, the person is vulnerable to any disease. That is why people that sustain burns, like maybe a large portion of their body got burnt and the skin peel off, they don't survive. This skin is the best covering for our body. When you peel a person's, for example, when a person has scarred or burns, and there is blister, and you remove it, you know the parts you will remove will be very thin, like cellophane, and it's like nylon. Water cannot penetrate. But when you remove that covering by yourself, you expose yourself to a lot of danger. So microorganisms can penetrate. Even cancer can build up on that type of skin. So we must be very, very careful. And we can do ECG, electrocardiogram. We can do it. We can go to all these diagnosis. It was not more than 5,000 naira before. It's very expensive. Okay. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. And before all this multi-parameter we have in the hospital, they have ECG pad. You can just go to A&E and say, please put this pad on. You can tell any nurse you see there, please help me to stick it on my chest. I want to see how my heart is functioning. And they will just print it out for you. I pray the Lord will help us. Not that we don't have all these resources. We have people, we have, well, the way things are organized. There was a time our health system in Ondo State was so good, and we were having it good in this state when, sorry to mention, when Mimiko was our governor. In fact, it was so good. We had statistics that